Good morning. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and I wanted to take you for a walk through the garden center today. Right now we're just using this garden center space as growing space for our hanging baskets, and they're just starting to kind of come into color. So I wanted to show you some of the beautiful color combinations if you are trying to decide now what kind of colors you want to put together in your hanging baskets or in your containers. So let's take a look at some of the colors that we have put together here. So this hanging basket is a colorful mix of geraniums and superbells. So the geraniums that we're using, actually let's start with the superbells. Superbells black currant, superbells yellow, and boldly lavender rose geranium. And there's the superbell yellow. So a beautiful mix of colors. These will have another probably 6 weeks or so before they have to be ready to sell in our garden center. But I thought this was a beautiful combination that I wanted to show you. Heading over to these baskets here, this one's called Smooth Jazz. And so far, this one has some Supertunia Vista Jazzberry, Supertunia Mini Vista White, and there's also Supertunia Mini Vista Midnight in here. You can see the Jazzberry and the white. And on that side, the Midnight is just, I'm going to get out of the shadow here, just starting to bloom. So that's going to be a really vibrant basket once that fills out. This here is kind of a funky, fun one that we decided to do this year. We've never done anything like this before. We've called it Night on the Town. And this has the apricot tuberous begonia, the Double Delight Blush Rose Begonia, the big leaf Muhlenbeckia vine, and then Dichondra Silver Falls. So you can see the blush begonia there, along with some silver falls just starting to trail. We've got the Muhlenbeckia there. This one's not showing the apricot, so let's come over here, and this one is beautiful apricot shades. So I'm really excited to see once this one all fills out what the coloration looks like. Over here, this is a combination called Sweet Tart. And this one, we tried to use a lot of the new Supertunias this year. So this one has Superbells Miss Lilac, Supertunia Persimmon, and then Supertunia Mini Vista Yellow. So we're gonna have to maybe jump around a little bit to find the different colors, but here we have the Persimmon looking gorgeous. Here's the Mini Lilac. And it doesn't look like the Mini Vista Yellow is really starting to bloom yet. Here's a little guy just starting. But just kind of a nice pastel basket with those bright pops of pink from the Persimmon. Here we have Rise and Shine. This one features Superbells Watermelon Punch, Supertunia Royal Velvet, and Supertunia Latte. So here we have a pretty good display of the colors. We've got the beautiful latte here, the royal velvet, and then the watermelon punch superbells. So that's really going to be kind of a pretty red, white, and blue combination. Sometimes we try to think of like how we can do the red, white, and blue combination, but have it look just a little different than just straight up red, white, and blue. Here's a combination called Nightingale, and this one we're also using the Supertunia Jazzberry. We have Superbells Honeyberry, which was new. I believe that was last year. We have Superbells Dreamsicle, and then Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. So there's the Jazzberry along with the Honeyberry. And then the Dreamsicle, let's head over here. And there we have a beautiful color, Dreamsicle. So Dreamsicle, in my opinion, is one of the best orange color superbells out there. Here we go, you can see all three of them grouped together. The next combination we're gonna look at has my favorite new annual, which is the Nemesia Aromance Mulberry. This one is called Berry Romance. So it has the Aromance Mulberry, Nemesia, Supertunia Mini Vista Indigo, and Superbells Yellow. So here we have the Nemesia Aromance Mulberry, beautiful shades of purple and yellow, along with the Superbells Yellow And then as we turn the pot here, you'll see the Mini Vista Indigo. So that one's going to look really cool as it starts to fill out. Here we did some more geranium baskets. Unfortunately, the geranium's not blooming yet, but we chose the Boldly Coral geranium with the Pink Lemonade Super Bells and the Miss Lilac Super Bells. So you can see the beautiful light Miss Lilac along with the shades of Pink Lemonade. And then once that coral gets blooming, that's going to add a bright, big coral geranium bloom to these combinations. Here's one that really stands out and really pops in the sun right now today. This basket we call Coral Shores. This has the new Coral Sun Super Bells. This was new last year. Super Bells Yellow, and also the Royal Velvet Petunia. So you'll notice in a lot of our baskets, there seems to often be a theme of plants that we kind of repeat, and that's because we just know that they do well together. So here we have the Royal Velvet Supertunia, the Super Bells Yellow, and then the beautiful Coral Sun. That plant, the Coral Sun, really has stood out, and we've used that quite a bit this year because we were so impressed with it last year. If you're looking for something a little softer, daintier maybe looking, this here is a geranium basket, which they're not blooming the geraniums yet. But here we chose the Boldly Hot Pink Geranium, along with Super Bells Holy Moly and Diamond Frost Euphorbia. So you can kind of see here with the Holy Moly and the Diamond Frost Euphorbia, just kind of that sense of color. And then imagine a bright pink geranium bloom there on top for a really bold and stunning look. The next one we have here is Candy Stripe. And in Candy Stripe, let's see, what do we have? We have Super Bells Yellow, Supertunia Mini Vista Hot Pink, and the Super Bells Pink Lemonade. So here we have Pink Lemonade. Here we have the Mini Vista Hot Pink and the Super Bells Yellow. So what we did here is we have the hot pink and the yellow, which are both pulled out here in this new Pink Lemonade Supertunia. Or Super Bells, excuse me. For those of you that are more into the pink, or the more of the purple color scheme, we have Her Royal Highness, and Her Royal Highness has Supertunia Mini Vista Midnight, which is the new Supertunia, along with Supertunia Mini Vista White and Supertunia Priscilla. So we see the Priscilla here, the bright double purple. We also are seeing the white of the Mini Vista White. And let's just take a look to see if we've got any of that midnight poking through. Oh, here's a midnight. And there's the Supertunia Midnight, which is a deep, dark purple. This is a new combination we did this year using the Hypoestes. We call this Polka Dot. And basically it is the white Hypoestes, Hippo White, along with, we just poked in some beacon begonias in there. So various colors of beacon begonias. These here are rose, and over here it looks like we have kind of a scarlet or an orange color. So just kind of another shade combination. Curious, we'll see how those turn out, but I'm pretty excited. Like, I think those Hypoestes are really pretty cool looking, especially when you add that splash of begonia in there. All right, Lilac Festival. We're really not getting a lot of blooms here yet on this, but let's take a look. Supertunia Violet Ice. Wait a minute, scratch that. Superbina Violet Ice, Supertunia Royal Velvet, and Supertunia Trailing Blue Vein. So we've got the Royal Velvet here. We've got some verbena. It's just kind of starting, not looking super great yet. And I'm not seeing any of the blue vein, but this is going to be a nice combination of purples with a little splash of white. Next, we have our Over the Moon combination. And this combination, this one's really shining, lots of color. Let's take a look at the tags. We have Super Bells Grape Punch. I love Grape Punch. We also have Supertunia Super Bells Over Easy and Supertunia Trailing Rose Vein. So here we have the Trailing Rose Vein, the Super Bells Over Easy, and the Super Bells Grape Punch. I just love Grape Punch, and this is a wonderful combination because the Over Easy and the Grape Punch, they're such prolific plants, and then with this Trailing Rose Vein, that's just going to trail over and create a beautiful spilling look to this combination. Here's another new variety or a new combination. This one is called Summer Sunset, and it's going to have the Nemesia Aromance Mulberry, the Super Bells Double Yellow, and then the Supertunia Royal Velvet. So I'm not seeing any of the double yellow blooming yet. So imagine just a small little yellow flower that's double mixed in here with the Royal Velvet and the Nemesia. Again, pulling out that yellow with the Nemesia with that double yellow Super Bells. So that will be a fun combination once it puts on a little bit more growth as well. You can tell that the Nemesia is a favorite of mine because we have used it in so many of the baskets this year. So sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. Like when you take a new plant and just use it in a lot of things, you really hope it performs as you expect it to. But this performed excellent last year in both containers and in the ground plantings. So I'm pretty confident that it should do well in these baskets. And from what we're seeing thus far, it is looking superb. So here we have a mix of Supertunia Persimmon, Supertunia Mini Vista Midnight, and the Aromance Mulberry. So this full combination is all new plants for 2023. So we've got the beautiful Persimmon here, the Nemesia Mulberry, and here's a combination that has a lot more of that midnight blooming. So just mixing beautiful new plants together to create a gorgeous popping combination. This one here is called Stormy Night. And I'm going to try to find all the blooming pieces here, but again, some of these are a little early. Supertunia Blue Skies, Superbina Stormburst, and we got the yellow chiffon here, Super Bells Yellow Chiffon. So here we have the yellow chiffon, just a very nice pale yellow. Over here we have just a little poke of color there of the Stormburst Verbena. And I'm not seeing any of the blue skies blooming yet, but that's going to be a color quite similar, just maybe a little bit more red to it than the Superbina Stormburst. So kind of a light blue combination here with this Stormy Night mix. Next we have the combination called Fruit Salad, and this one is missing its verbena color at this point. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the tags. We have Super Bells Lemon Slice, Superbina, and I'm going to show you the tag good on this one because they're not blooming yet. Superbina Royale Iced Cherry, and then more of the Super Bells Grape Punch. So here's a beautiful grouping of Grape Punch, and in the back there you see the lemon slice, the white and yellow, and then imagine a bright pink verbena. Gorgeous, gorgeous look for a basket or a container combination. So really any of these baskets that we have planted up, this could be a look for a container or for a hanging basket. So it just depends on what you like to do in your garden. We all have kind of a different thought if we're a basket person or a container person, and maybe we're both. So these are just to give you some inspiration and mixes of colors that you may go, ooh, I could see me doing that. So this one here is called Sunglasses. It has the Supertunia Mini Vista Hot Pink, Supertunia Lovey Dovey, and Super Bells Yellow. So here we have the Super Bells Yellow. Here we have the beautiful bicolors of Lovey Dovey, the white and that magenta. And then Supertunia Hot Pink is like that bright bubblegum pink color. So a great mix of pinks, whites, and yellow in the sunglasses combination. Here is another red, white, and blue combination called Dawn's Early Light. So let's take a look at what's in Dawn's Early Light. We have the Supertunia Really Red, the Supertunia Mini Vista White, and the Supertunia Blue Skies. Let's take a closer look here. There's a Supertunia Mini Vista White. Here is a bloom of the Really Red Supertunia, and then here is a Blue Skies. So earlier we had talked about a combination that had blue skies in it and one wasn't blooming. So this, if you want to use this as reference as to what the color will look like in that combination as well. Here we have the Sparkling Rose combination. So this is great for those of you who have shade gardens. And this combination has Rocapoco Rose, the Muhlenbergia Big Leaf, the Trailing Vine, and then Diamond Frost Euphorbia. So here's a great specimen of Diamond Frost Euphorbia. A little bit of that vine getting ready to hang over. And then the Rocapoco Rose tucked in there. Cute little impatiens with beautiful rosebud looking blooms. I love this color combination of that white and that bright pink. Here's just a mono basket. I've shown you Coral Sun in some of our combinations, and because we like the color of this so much, and it's kind of a twofer because you're getting the coral and the yellow all in one plant. These are hanging baskets that are going to be just straight Coral Sun Super Bells. And I think they look so pretty, especially the sun is out today. This color just really pops here in the garden center. Next we have, what's we calling this? Packs a Punch. That's quite the name. So the Packs a Punch kind of tells us it's going to have the punch series of Super Bells. We have the Watermelon Punch, the Grape Punch, and the Tangerine Punch. So here we have the grape. Here we have the tangerine. And it looks like over here we've got a watermelon blooming. So kind of shades of orange, purple, and red. Another mono that we're doing, which actually has 2 to 3 colors that will come out of it, is the Super Bells Prism Pink Lemonade. So because this pink lemonade has the shades of pink and orange and yellow, this is going to be a great combination. Even though it's just one singular plant, a lot of colors will be displayed in this hanging basket here. I just have really enjoyed this Prism Pink Lemonade with the various colors that come from it. And it really depends too on the stages of the bloom as to how much pink or how much yellow is coming off of the flower. Another shade option, we're calling this Make a Wish, and it's got Terenia in it. We have the Catalina Gilded Grape, Catalina Midnight Blue, and then also the Catalina Grapelicious. So purple, yellow, and white. Let's take a look here. Here's the yellow and the white side by side. It looks like the purple is just a little bit behind. It's not started to bloom yet. Actually, here's a little guy, hardly just starting. But yeah, so that'll be kind of a different look for a shade option for a hanging basket. Now, if you've tried our Buried Treasure strawberries before, we have planted those in hanging baskets this year. And we did Buried Treasure Pink, Buried Treasure White, and Buried Treasure Red. So as these strawberries are blooming, you're going to get all the flower colors, the red, the pink, and the white. And the bonus of these hanging baskets is you're going to be able to eat off of them. So here we have a little strawberry just starting, which is pretty impressive since these plants are still a little bit small. But this will be one of those hanging baskets that you can snack off of all summer. So you've got the beautiful blooms and the delicious berries. Here we have the Begonia Bossa Nova Pure White. This is just going to be a straight basket with just the Bossa Nova whites. As these fill out, they're going to kind of dangle over the edge of the pot. This is a great shade to part shade combination. Head across the aisle. We have a red, a purple, and a yellow mix. This one is called California Dreamin. California Dreamin has Super Bowls Plum, Super Bowls Yellow, and Super Bowls Red. So you can see the beautiful plum, red, and yellow together, and that will make a beautiful mix of colors for a full sun hanging basket. This one here is called Seeing Double, and really it's looking like the orange is just being the show off right now, but this has Super Bowls Double Yellow, Super Bowls Double Blue, and Super Bowls Double Orange. And you can see the only thing we're seeing right now is the orange, but this is okay because we have, like I said, another 4 to 6 weeks before these hanging baskets have to be ready to go. Sunday Brunch is another full, kind of a unique combination, one maybe I wouldn't think to put together. This one has Super Bowls Honeyberry, Super Bowls Pomegranate Punch, and Super Bowls Over Easy. So we've got the beautiful white and yellow Over Easy blooms, the bold red here of the Pomegranate Punch, and then the pink and yellow here of Honeyberry. So when I first think about it, I think, reds and pinks together, I don't know, like that's not my go-to. But when I see them all grouped together, I think, actually it is a pretty nice look together with those reds and the pinks. Next, we have a straight up red, white, and blue combination. This one's called Patriot. This one has Super Bowls Plum, Super Bowls Red, and Super Bowls White. So you can see the red and the white. Looks like, let's head over here. I think we have a couple plum that are blooming. Just so you can kind of see, here we go. This is a good one where you can see the red, the white, and the blue. Now, as these containers or hanging baskets start to fill out and grow, the colors are going to all mingle together. So it's not going to look like a triangle of color. It's going to be all blended and mixed so that it looks like just a stunning combination. This one here is called Candyland. Candyland has Super Bowls Dreamsicle, Super Bowls Yellow, and Super Bowls Pink. So there we have the Super Bowls Yellow. The orange is the Dreamsicle, and then bright pink is obviously Super Bowls Pink. Couple more here to show you. Let's see, we'll head across over here to Queen of the Seas. This one here has a Kimberly Queen fern. It has compact deep red sun patiens. So this is a full sun hanging basket or part shade. Like I said, the Kimberly Queen, the Dichondra Silver Falls. Looks like there's 3 of them in there. So the fern is going to be really big and bushy. You're going to have little splashes of red, and then you're going to have the Silver Falls hanging over. This is the one that we like to call our jellyfish planter. Really anything with that Silver Falls in it is gives you that great jellyfish planter kind of look. We're going to go ahead and end with 2 shade baskets because I know I've been talking a lot about sun options, and I know there's some of us out here that have shade. So let's take a look here at Pure Bliss. Pure Bliss has Rocapoco Wisteria Impatient along with Diamond Frost Euphorbia, and that's just going to have the wispy white with the beautiful bicolor wisteria blooms there, kind of that purple and white, and that makes a great shade combination, along with Gem Dandy, which is a mix of the Euphorbia Diamond Frost and the Rocapoco Coral Reef Impatient. So there's a beautiful coral reef, and it's not even showing you justice here in the picture because this is one of those that's kind of hard to really show the true color of, but beautiful blend here for a shade combination. Thank you for watching today. Hopefully this gave you a little inspiration for spring when you have to come to decide what colors you want to put together to create your hanging baskets and your containers. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.